Welcome to Chiropad TV. This is Dr. Paul Bindell, President of Life System Software. It is with great pleasure that we provide you with this segment of our video training series for the ChiroSuite programs. The Smart Select search mechanism is used in many locations throughout the program. If you go to Tools and Reports, it is used both in Chiropad reports and in ChiroOffice reports. It is also used for bulk sending of letters to patients. It is also used in patient statements. And finally, it is used in utilities to audit balances by selecting the patients you want to audit. If we were going to send a specific letter to a large number of patients, we would click on Patient Letters, click on Select a Letter, choose the letter that we want to send, and then click on Select Patients. We would then base our selection on the criteria of what we want. We would double-click on Personal if this was a birthday letter. If we wanted to send to every patient who was born in the month of June, we would double-click on Birth Month. In the When column, we would then click into the space and get the drop-down arrow. Click on the drop-down arrow and choose Equal To. And in the left-hand value column, we would type in 06 for the 6th month, or June. We may also want to restrict this to only those patients who have a status of active, so we would double-click on Status so that it appears in the selection column. In When, we would then click on that line for the drop-down arrow, and this would also be equal to. And for the value column, we would click in Active. We may also want to restrict this list to only people within our local zip code range. So we could then click on Zip Code, and then in the When column, get the drop-down arrow, and say Between. In the left-hand column, put in the beginning zip code, and column, type in the ending zip code. We may also want to send this only to those people that owe us little or nothing, so we could then double-click on Financial, choose either Patient Balance or Total Balance, and if you make a mistake, simply click on it, then right-click on that space, and click on Remove Field. It will be taken out. In the When column, again, get the drop-down arrow, and this time select less than or equal to, and then a value of maybe $200 or less. We would then come down to the Sort tab, then decide what sequence we wanted this to be printed in. If we want to make life easy for the mailman, we would click on Zip Code. If we want to make it easy for ourselves, we would click on Last Name, and then click on OK. The system will then prepare the letters, tell you who has been selected, and you would then be able to click on the name of the person that you want to begin with, and then when you click on Print, all of those letters will be prepared and sent out to the patients. The same concept would apply if you had been using this to select patient statements for reprinting. For example, if you had gone into Tools, Patient Statements, clicked on Registry, and then click on Rebuild List, you would be able to recreate your billing list using the Smart Select sorting method. If you then click on Tools and Utilities and wanted to audit the balances of specific patients, you would be able to click on Audit Balances, uncheck All Patients, and when you click on the button for Select Patients, that brings up the Smart Select screen once again. Finally, if you go into Tools and Reports, some of the reports are preset. However, others, such as the Patient Master List, would require that you make use of the Smart Select system again. Within the Smart Select system, whenever you double-click on Personal, that brings up the list of all the personal things. When you double-click on a selection, that gives you the opportunity to fill in when it should be done and what values apply. In the When column, you have like and equal, which are very similar to each other. That is for a specific item, such as a status of active or a zip code of 07876, or other items that are very specific. You have between, if it's going to involve a date range, a zip code range, or a range of letters within the alphabet. For example, D through G. Within the when column, you can choose things that are not equal, which means that anything that is equal will not be selected. You can select items equal to something or not equal to something. Less than or equal to is only the difference of one digit usually. If you were going according to a year, less than means before the date of, greater than means since the date of. For the values, depending upon what you have selected, if you have selected a date, then you would simply fill that in. The date format is a 2-digit month, a 2-digit date, and a 4-digit year, separated by either a dash or a slash. If you are going according to chart numbers, you would need to fill in either the specific chart number or the range of chart numbers. For date admitted, once again, that's dates. If your selection is either last name or first name, you would be able to place it in the value column. If you selected between, to put the first name that's on your list in the left column and the last name that's on the list on the right. Thank you for watching this training video. Should you have additional questions that were not answered here, please contact support@chiropad.com or call us at 973-625-3716. We will do everything we can to make sure that you get the maximum benefit from using the ChiroSuite programs.